got the birth certificate because you can't finish it without the birth certificate. So yeah, I don't know what to do. So twice a day I get the reminder about the birth certificate, and it's really annoying. But yeah, so I'm currently in what I call Old Faithful, and the reason I call it Old Faithful is because it just works, you know. It's been standing, it's storage, it's been parked for 4 months. We've been in and out just using it as storage, and twist of the key and it just started right up. So my partner was like, wow, he expected it to be like that he needed to charge it up or something, but no problems with little Old Faithful. I bought this car a couple of years ago when Little Red needed to get some parts changed, and we were waiting for that, and I needed to go to the doctor specialist far away, so I needed a car to get there. So I bought this car, and I'm so grateful that I bought this car. I had a nice trip down to a van life meeting. You know, it's been used to move stuff back and forth between storage and houses, and you know, everywhere. We used it when we moved into the cabin. Yeah. So if it had cruise control, it would be perfect, but it only has 5 gears, so it's actually not meant to be driving on the highway and driving far away. It's meant to be driving like a little bit more city driving, but it starts and it works, and it's not giving me any trouble, at least not yet. I don't think it ever will. The gearbox is starting to be a little bit so every time you shift to third gear you have to have low like, what is it called, the thingy. Well, you need to not have it too high. You don't crank it up and then gear up, because then you have like this sound. So you need to have low speed or something, like not low speed but low, the counting thingy for when you change up to third gear. Nothing else, it's just when you change up to third gear. And it also has something with the brake in the back, that when you're braking it's almost like something is hitting something, it's loose, or you know, but we've seen on it, it's nothing serious. I don't know what they did when they had it in for the EU control, like you do that every 2nd year, and I guess they checked the brake, then they checked it too hard, so it sort of broke. Still works the way it's supposed to, but it just makes this banging noise every time you brake, especially in the beginning when the car is cold. And then it should probably have the 4-wheel control, because I think the tires they are tilted, so it probably needs to be straightened out. So, but other than that, it works fine. It's a little, I don't know if it's rusty underneath or not. I don't know if it might have some exhaust leakage, or if that was the red one. That was Little Red. I don't think this one has anything. But yeah, so this is probably the car I'm gonna take down to Greece, because I'm just out of options. The black car, the new car I bought after Little Red. You can see that video if you want to do that. It has just never-ending problems. Every time something is fixed, another problem arises. The sound that I've heard all the time is not gone, and I thought it was nice, and then I started driving this road here, and I came about 2 hours and it broke down and went into emergency mode. You can see that on the video too, and then I was stuck But luckily it was in my birth city, so I had friends there. I was staying with a friend and everything was fine, but I was still stuck for 3 weeks waiting, and then I had to drive all the way back to get it fixed because they didn't want to pay for the company down there, like the mechanic down there, to fix it. So I had to drive all the way back. So all of the driving I actually done is mostly back and forth from the dealer to have them fix stuff. So it's like the dealer or a shop. That's all I done with the driving. It seems like I have been to the store like twice, I think, driving to the store. Other than that, it was back and forward to the dealer, and yeah. So I've been driving like 1,500 kilometers in 3 months, because it's just every time I drive it, something breaks. And now I paid by pocket to get another thing fixed, and then this was the first drive. After that, we were just going back from Christmas dinner with mother-in-law, and suddenly the engine lamp started lighting up again, you know. So I don't know what's wrong with it now, and even though if that got fixed, there is still something majorly wrong with that car. So I just want it, I don't want to have it anymore. I want the dealer to take it back so I can get rid of my mortgage, so I can buy a car that I can actually use, or just don't have a mortgage I have to pay on a car I can't use. If I keep the car, I'm a loser anyway, because I paid too much for the car, especially now with all the troubles it has had. So I paid way too much for it, and also I gave the dealer the chance to take the car back. I asked several times, but I'm like, I'm gonna ask you one last time to take it back. The money I have used, I'm gonna take, like, that's my loss, and I'm just like, I get the money back that I paid for the car. But he hasn't answered, so now it's gonna be lawyer food. I'm gonna talk with a lawyer and see what my rights are, and then I'm gonna sue the fuck out of him, because I am just so done. Everything has been like hesitant and troublesome, and like, no, he says there were some miscommunication, because when I drove it home, the service lamp started lighting up, and then I told him about it. I also told him about a little bit about the noise, and then he said it was probably, it needed oil change, which I found weird, that a car that they just sold hadn't been, like, they hadn't done an oil change on it, like they hadn't made sure that was in order before they sell the car. So yeah, so it was like just right after I bought it, it needed oil service. So yeah, but I said, okay, I'm gonna take that on my end, and booked in time. But then I changed into winter tires, and the guy that changed into winter tires said that the back brakes were like really worn, and he didn't trust them, especially since he cares about me and knew that I was going to drive down to Greece with this car and drive on the Autobahn, which is going fast. So he was like, you cannot drive down with that. And then I contacted the dealer again and told him about that the brakes are so bad they need to be changed. And I think there was some miscommunication there. So I think he wanted me, I didn't understand it. I felt like he was like, no, this is on you. You have to fix this. You bought the car. It's not my problem anymore. But he says he meant that I have to get the brakes verified by when I was going in for the oil change, to have them look over the car, and if they meant that the brakes were too bad, they were going to change. He said he was going to pay the cost least because since the thing with the brakes and that they had to do it, and the service lab went away again, so I didn't probably didn't need oil change. They said everything is fine. I checked the oil and it wasn't black, it was still fresh, it was greenish. So I didn't think that it needed to be changed. I felt like that was weird. After a while, now I know when that just the service lab, it's usually because of the sensors around the car, that they are blocked, or that it's low on washer fluid, or something with the tire pressure. That's service lab. So I learned that later on. I know that now, but back then I didn't know that. And then what more? Yeah, so I finally had a fight and made him. So they ended up driving back to the dealer to make them change the brakes in the back. So that's done. And then I took the car and thought now everything is fine. I still had that noise when I was turning, but they said they didn't find anything. And I thought okay, and then I started planning the drive down to Greece and packed the car and made everything ready and went, and engine failure. It went into emergency mode about where I'm at right now actually. And yeah, and then I had to go all the way back to make them fix it, to change the parts instead of them paying it to be changed so I could keep driving south. And then I was so demotivated that they changed the things and it was still there was some noise and stuff. So, and one day after we were driving to the store and we were driving back from the store, and the whole pedal was vibrating under the foot. The steering wheel was vibrating. So we pulled over, we checked that there wasn't any loose bolts or anything. Nothing. So I booked another time to check with the mechanics what's wrong, and they come up with a new list of things that's wrong. And then I book another time with a mechanic to get that fixed. And then this was the first drive after that got fixed, and engine failure again. So yeah, just giving up. And I'm not gonna keep on fighting for a car that's showing me that it's just gonna be problem. Everything needs to be changed in that car. It just needs to be totally renovated. So I'm not gonna bother. It's also incredibly thirsty. It just drinks gasoline, and driving for a long time, that's not something I want to have. So yeah, the only thing with Old Faithful here is that it gives me a cramp when I'm driving for a long time. So if I'm gonna be able to drive down to Greece in just a few days, that's gonna be problematic. I need to drive down and take the ferry over to Denmark, and then drive through Denmark and through Denmark and Denmark, Germany, Ostrich, Italy, and then I'm gonna take the ferry from Italy over to Greece, and then I'm gonna drive the day from the ferry over to Athens to be there for the job. And it's a work from home situation, so I think that I'm gonna check that out for 6 months, see how it works, if it's a job that I can do with my chronic fatigue, and if they still have an offer for me after 6 months and I can do the job, and my partner has been down and visited me and seen if he likes it, after that, let's see. Sorry, just there was a car in front of me, and then come back spring in 2027. So yeah, that's my plan for now. We just have to see how it works with everything here, and what I could also do is the company, they offer to pay the flight ticket, but I would like to have the car so I can bring with me things like utensils and everything that I might need when I come down there and gonna live in an apartment. I'm gonna live in an apartment because I don't have a vehicle that I can actually live in. So yeah, if my partner likes, when he visited me, if he likes it, he's gonna come and stay for the winter, and then yeah, like I said, we come back in the spring of 2027. So no problems, all faithful. I've been a little bit worried about the tires because we just had some emergency tires on this car. For my partner was going to use this car during winter, and then he bought another car, I bought another car, so like, and then this, so this was just for emergency, that he wanted the winter tires with the studs. But when I'm going to drive down south, I think I don't want to have the studs. You only need studs if it's icy. If it's not icy, you don't really need the studs. And I have good winter tires from Little Red.